So, as you can see, we have these things that sign up ends in a certain amount of time. And we want to do this quick draft. Zendikar Rising ends in 15 hours, so we can't go to bed and do it later. We have to do this all now. So, here we are. Just playing some limited. And let's do it. Whew. Oh man. We get to start with a freaking Planeswalker. Look at this. So, it means that if you're mana flooded, it both gives you a bunch of 3/3s, and it gives you reanimation with 2+1/+1 counters. So this is a bomb. If there is no better description of a bomb. Now, it's kind of weird going black-green again after last time, but this is the biggest bomb of bombing I think you can get. There's probably bigger bombs, but this is a big freaking bomb. Bomb. That is the definition of the deck. Yep. Thwart the Grave. I mean, it returns it to play, which is pretty fast. We might just get the... So I think now we want basically the same deck we had last time of just like Turntable Aesthetics, big boys, and we use this as our finisher, basically. I think we're unfortunately looking at the same deck as last time. Green-black land. This time landfall is a bit more important, though. Right. Thwart the Grave, I think, is the play. It's a double res. We are going to need more Cleric Rogues and Wizards and stuff like that, but it's a double res. It has to have value. It has to have value. Flying, whenever you gain life. Alright, but the thing is, I don't think I'm gaining much life. These have haste and menace. This is actually really nice. It's just that tiny little boost, but also just land when I need it. But I don't think it's good enough to just play, you know? Territorial Scythecat was actually pretty threatening. Okay. This seems like a bad card, except we saw how little flying there was. Okay, never mind. There's a flyer right there. Which is better? I think this is better, but my bias tells me to pick all the tap lands, especially now that we have a landfall card. I'm going to pick the higher rarity just because they seem close enough. This is also really good. But they seem close enough, and you don't get to play with uncommons often, so pick the cards that no one expects. Alright. So this is just a 3 mana 2/3, and then sometimes it's a 6 mana kind of get through. But then we have another fortification, and we're about to figure out if this is a good card. Other than that, we have Blight Blade, a combat trick, and just a 4 mana 4/3. Alright. Dreadworm. We know we want some Dreadworms in this deck. This is actually a lot better, and the reason it's a lot better is because I was joking around about is 7 mana 4/5, but we learned from last game that having flying is huge in this format. There's not many flyers. So, Skyclave Sentinel is actually a pretty good option. Try to decide. So this could return the Dreadworm and like a Cleric or something like that. So if I get the 5 mana 5/4, this is worse when returned. So we're gonna go with the Dreadworm for now. All right, Blood Price, Hagra Constrictor. All right, here it seems like there's a lot of red going around. I'm gonna grab the Skyclave Sentinel, but I am gonna note that there's a lot of red. I don't think I'm ready to go with that. Look, we got Nissa Shadowed Boughs. How do we not go green-black? Like, I was thinking, you know, with all this red, it's probably good to start going red. But then we got the very first pick was freaking Nissa of the Shadowed Boughs. This card could single-handedly win you the game. Literally, if we had the same deck as last time, but then we had Nissa in it, it would have been a strictly better deck by like a large shot. Alright. We'll pick some cards to allow for opportunity, mostly because we don't have a choice here. So now we just have to decide which is best. I think Cinderclasm is going to be kind of a surprise because it's instant speed. It's going to be a lot of I think it's going to cause more combat checks than you might expect. So I'm going to go with Cinderclasm, but we're just going to drag that over to the sideboard. Alright. Relic Axe? Flying. You may return a land to its owner's hand. If we want to split to another color, I mean, Highborn Vampire is just a 4-mana 4/3. Is that a good stat block? I think it's an okay stat block at the very least. We don't have any warriors yet. We'll pull it out for now, but we might just knock that back in. Alright, 2-mana 2/2 that also can have Death Touch if you get another rogue. Wizard, that's just a 3-mana 2/3. Broken Wings, Maya Muramasa. I actually think we go with the Expedition Skulker. We could actually say we're a black deck, and then we splashed in green. And because these are both tap lands, that works perfectly fine. Because Nissa is our way, that works perfectly fine. So we can actually go like black-red or something like that. Target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked. Everything is basically greater than that. And this is Zendikar, though. That is a Reacher, so we grab that. Alright, but I think what we are going to do is we're going to say we're a black deck that just splashes in some green, and that way we could drop in a third color as well if we would like. Alright, Scythe Cats might become a big scary monster eventually, but I think flying has shown to be more valuable than I expect, and flash is also extremely valuable. Alright. This is a control card. This is, let's see, we would need more fast pay, more instant speed stuff. I think that is good enough. We're going to drag that to the sideboard, though. But yeah, we're not grabbing a Reacher, a Defender. We're not going to grab, yeah. Alright. Skyclave Sentinel. Let's grab a second one of those. Tormenting Voice into the sideboard. Alright, Myriad Construct. So it's just a 4-mana 4/4 that become a 7-mana 7/7. Or 7... For each non-basic land your opponents control, so it's probably just coming out as a 4/4 most of the time. And then when it's targeted, it splits off into 4 4/4s, basically. I mean, it's a body, and it's a well-statted body compared to a Highborn Vampire or something like that. This isn't working out because we aren't getting many warriors or rogue. We got 1 warrior, 1 rogue. So this, when I read this, I thought it was a bad card, but then I realized this card is a 6/5, and often 5/4 is the biggest thing in this set, and this has trample. So, like, this card is actually pretty darn good. So, I'm going to keep that in mind, but I'm going to pick the Myriad Construct right now. But if this comes back around, we're going to pick that. Alright. If the spell's cooked, put on each creature you control. I think Vastward Surge is just, it's another finisher. This is actually going to allow us to splash a third color because it gives us tap lands. And it's a finisher. Because if we get 8 mana, putting +1/+2/+1/+1 cards on each creature, when this board gets mucked up, that is a finisher. So, definitely doing that. Alright, so now we decide, do we just keep going? Do we grab another Skyclave Sentinel? I'm actually really liking these Sentinels, but looking at the board, we need 2 drops. We need 2 drops. So, Gnarled Colony is a 2-drop. So if this flips back around, we'll grab it, but right now we're going Gnarled Colony because we need more 2-drops. Alright. For each color of mana spent to cast it. For each creature your party has Menace. Scorch Rider. Target creature that blocked this turn. So it only works as a combat trick. That's the problem. It only works as an offensive combat trick. That's why this card is not good. It seems really good, but I don't think it's good enough. Target creature gets -X. So this is This can kind of be a removal, but I think the Scythe Cats just has the chance to get bigger. So... Malakir Blood Priest is a 2-drop right now. Alright, hold up. So we have... Let's organize this way. So we have finishers. So finishers over here. Big bodies here. And I'm going to call these big bodies, because that's what they can be. And then the rest is just curve. So we just need more curve. Yeah, we just need more curve. So while Xandu Stomper is pretty good, we need a 2-drop. Oh my gosh, another acquisitions expert, and I was just saying we need more curve. Great. But yeah, I actually love the Skyclave Sandals because it actually deals with the issue we had last time of flyers. Not having to wait to deal with flyers. Alright. Exposition Skulker. We now have another rogue for it. Namada Skitter Sneak is another big body like the Highborn. I think between these, the Blight Blade is actually the better pick because it just naturally has Death Touch. And it's a cheaper drop. Honestly, this coming in and just ramping us to like the Nissas earlier and stuff could be worth our while. But this is actually a body. Huh. It's an uncommon. We'll try the uncommons. We now have 3 tap lands. Alright. Strike the Solidarity. Now we go for the actual drop. The actual playable. Alright. So this is a combat trick, which is pretty nice, but I think this is a better one because it's a flying creature, and it... Yeah. Alright. So let's look at this deck so far. So... I'm going to move this over here, because they're both... It's 3 kind of sideboard lands, and they kind of do the same job. Reclaim the Lake Wastes might actually be good now, because we have some very important landfalls. I'm going to put it in the sideboard for now, but we might actually put it in the deck, so... Let's look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. There are 5 2-drops. I think we might be good with that. Sacrifice a creature, draw a card. I don't think we could support the Relic Vial, is the thing. Put that in, but we're now looking for just making better of the cards we already have. Yeah, this a chat works better when you're like, dude, oh my gosh, another bomb. So we return target creature with, so we make them discard 2 cards. So it's a Mind Rot, or it's an Eliminate, or it's a or it's a weak Resurrection, or if we have enough mana, it's all of them. Like, so for convert mana loss 2 or less, we have a Malakir Blood Priest. We have an Acquisitions Expert to discard them a 3rd card. Yeah, very snap pick bomb. Yep. This is not really a bomb. It works if you're like low on lands. And we just got another Acquisitions Expert. Acquisitions Expert was a great card in our last draft. No reason it won't be great in this one. Alright. Hey, we have a removal spell. We learned last time we don't want no removals in our deck. So... Alright, keep it moving. This is another one of those tap lands I always appreciate. And it has a cool ability where we can basically have a res ready for like one of our creatures. Can't work on Myriad Construct because... oh, it's never targeted. It's choose target. No, it's target. So... Yeah. Definitely like that. But now we need to start working, so we're going to have 16 lands, which means 2 cards gotta go. 2 cards go. 1. And Well, actually, hold up. So there are 4 tap lands here. So if we treat every one of these tap lands as half a land, because that's basically what they are, half the time they're a land, half the time they're not, then if we want 17 lands, then we kind of want 15 lands. So we're actually perfect. So every card that we add has to replace, or it doesn't have a place. Gloom Hunter, more flying, and has the, if kicked, it's a 6/6 or a 3/3. Sorry, that seems pretty strong. Kazandu Stopper is probably stronger though. All right, so we need to figure out what we remove for each card we add in. Is the theme. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2-drops. So I don't think we need Gruuldraz Mucklord. I don't think we need both Skydancers. Deadly Alliance, we're gonna put here, I guess. Alright. Replace a Mucklord with a Mucklord. Doesn't sound like a bad idea, but I think I'd rather replace it with either a Blood Priest or, like, a Kazandu Stomper. So with the Skyclave Sentinels, I think we have enough Stompies. I think we have enough Stompers. So the question is just, do we want a Blood Priest, or do we want, like, a Gloom Hunter, or do we want a Stomper for another big Walloper? 1, 2, 3, 4... Alright, so first off, I think we have going big taken care of. The thing is, we need to worry about getting big and dealing with high threats. This guy has lifelink, which helps with some threats. And this guy gives us some life and helps ramp us. How many creatures to non-creatures do we have? A 14 to 10 ratio. We want a higher creature ratio. Let's go with Glassy Gloom Hunter, see how that feels. Alright. Oh man, so I told you I love these lands that are tap lands. This could also be a finisher, just like, oh, they're hanging on by a little life. Well, now they're not. Same time, Base Camp actually is pretty bad. Because it is a tap land every time, it's actually pretty bad. Dreadworm. We already have a Dreadworm, and we learned that having too many is actually a bad thing. Lifelink, it makes it whenever you deal damage, you gain that much life. So, yeah, it says right there. So, if it's a 3/3, it's basically a 6-point life swing every time we attack. And because it has flying, it's really hard to kill. So, the combination should be really potent. So, I really like these lands that aren't lands. Probably too much for my own good. It seems at this point, we are now trying to figure out what we are cutting out to fit the rest of the deck in. Because, yeah, we have 26. Zorf Conscription is over here. Is Myriad Construct? I mean, it's a 4-mana 4/4. That's not even bad. Thwart the Grave might be too expensive. Yeah, we have Rogues. Yeah, we have too many Rogues and not enough other things for Thwart the Grave to be... I mean, it brings back an Acquisitions Expert and like a Dreadworm, but that's 6 mana for an Acquisitions Expert and a Dreadworm. You know? And that means finding the Dreadworm. That means finding the Skyclave Sentinel, which most of our big boys have Kicker, and that's what makes them big. Yeah. Alright. Anything here worth grabbing? I'm gonna put this in my sideboard just in case I need more 2-drops. I mean, this is a 5-mana 3/3 flyer now that I think about it. Combat Trick in case I need it. Just basically kind of going through what I might need. Another big body. Or, you know what? I think I like Nissa Zendikar over that big body. Alright. So now it's just kind of like grab the card that I might use outside. Huh. Yep, we're just kind of picking the last of the cards. Alright. And we just worry about black and green. Alright. Let's see, and we have... We could drop 1 down on each of those. Have a lot here. This is whenever you gain life, put +1/+1 counter. How much life gain do we have? So far it's 0. Alright, it's 1. We have 1 life. Alright, 2 life gain. 2 life gain. 2! That being said, with Malakir Rebirth, getting bigger bodies is probably better in some ways. If we want flyers, we have 2 Skyclave Sentinels, so we don't even need to worry about that. So the Scav Swarm is unnecessary. We only have 1 removal, but we need to keep that removal because it's freaking removal. And I kind of like these lands becoming creatures because we have all these landfall and want to play a ton of freaking lands. And if we do it on like a Zoth Blood Bog, and they have 4 life left, they can't block properly. So yeah, I think we drop one of the Sky Dancers for Zendikar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Just say that's 7. Alright. We'll see how this pans out. This could end up working a bit poorly, but I think this is actually a really good deck. So now it's the question of the Sky Dancer or the Muck Lord. Which is better? So this one's a rogue for all my Expedition Skulkers, which means we could flash in a rogue to trigger that. And then it's also a flyer to deal with their flying threats as well as being a threat itself. So we actually have a pretty tempo-y theme, and then we have Nissa Shadowed Bows. So it's basically the same thing as last time. We're a tempo deck until they turn out they're the tempo deck, and then we just play control. Alright. So yeah. Let's try it out. Could definitely get wrecked. These are weird decks to build. They're very awkward. We don't have like an absolute win condition is a way to explain it. We just kind of play the game at a better rate than my opponents, and then eventually the opponent goes down instead of us. So, not exactly the most optimal strategy, but a strategy that works. Alright, we got Acquisitions Expert into Territorial Scythe Cat. And then we have this guy holding up. Yep. Opponent goes first. I wish I went first, but that's okay. He has Pretty Forests into a Blightblade. Alright. So, if he has a Blightblade, he probably has the 2-mana Ram Through and stuff like that, so... Or he could just be playing that because, you know, it's a good 1-drop. Alright. So let's play this. Let's make him discard a card. So this basically 1/1s right here. But, so this thing 1/1s automatically, but then also could give us, but like we lose tempo for it. So the idea is if we trade with the Tarju Brightblade, by the way, he didn't attack me. I think he had a free attack and he didn't take it. Alright. So now what I'm going to do is I go play the Forest and the Scythe Cat, just to have that ready. Alright, so he's going to be gaining a lot of life. We're not going to be attacking. So he can't attack with the Blightblade because this will block. He can't attack with a Little Mage's Familiar. So my idea is next turn I could play the Zorf Conscription down. Alright. As long as you control another, as when this creature dies, draw a card. Does he control another wizard? No. Alright, so we're going to play this down. And then we're going to make him think we don't have anything. We'll end our turn here. But we have an Amada Sky Dancer, which is a 2/1 Flash Flyer, which is perfect for this situation specifically. So now, if he doesn't have a counter or something, or a trick, we just basically traded, and he didn't see it coming, which is what this card does. This is a pretty good card to trade with. I'm pretty happy with it. And he had to into the Royal. So he's kind of backwards on tempo. He went backwards on tempo to get that maneuver off. Alright. So now he knows we have that. I think we save the Deadly Alliance. It's our hard removal. If we Nissa Zendikar, do we Blood Price is the question. If we Blood Price and we go... Yeah, I think we Blood Price. We need to get a land. And... let's grab Nissa the Shadowed Bows, why don't we? Alright. Do I want to attack with that? It trades with Blight Blade. Not yet. So we're going to take 3 damage here. It's okay. He's high on land, so we have to keep that in mind. It doesn't look like he has too much blue. It looks like he just splashed that in. Yep, he's going for the Taunting Arbor Mage. Alright, so he's forcing us to block that one. Nope. By each creature able to do so. Alright, so we're forced to double block. Okay. That's fine. So he kills our Skycat. And then, so what we could do is we could Nissa plus to untap the land to give us a 2, to give us more damage. Or, like, we have a few options to try to figure out which one's best. Alright. I think this is just the best, the easiest one at the very least. So we target Zorf's Bloodbog. And we kind of just end our turn here. And if he we can actually block with our Acquisitions Expert, Malakir Rebirth, and kill the last card in his hand if it wasn't kicked right now. Alright, so he could return an instant sorcery. What's he returning? He's turning Vastward Surge, good for him. So we want him to attack in a way that Acquisitions Expert gets killed. Darn it. Alright. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to actually attack with Acquisitions Expert and Zorf, hoping he blocks this. And, yeah. Alright. So he knows better. That is unfortunate for us. That is unfortunate for us. Let's just end it there. This guy is too smart, basically, and I think he has the kill. I think I just gave him the kill. I shouldn't have talked with the Zorf Bloodbog. Yeah, I made a lot of mistakes in this fight. Yeah, I made a lot of mistakes. Let's just end that statement there. But yeah, Vastwood Surge was a card that I knew was threatening, and I was trying to force him to discard it, but he didn't fall for the bait. At the very least, we're not dead this turn, but we're very close to it. Yeah, we are playing on the back foot for the rest of this game because of that. Alright. Return target creature card. Just the Scythe Cats. Not even that good. Yeah, we can't even play it. Alright. And we only have 1 black mana, so we can't... We have a lot of issues. Oh, we do have more black mana, duh. Alright. Well, we can't play the Malakir Rebirth, so we might as well just put that into play tapped. And I'll end my turn here. Darnthine doesn't have Vigilance. That's the biggest thing that you need for your land monsters, Vigilance. Yep, makes sense. Alright, so we want to block there so it kills. Block there so it kills. And we're okay with that dying. Alright. Also cooked. Alright, that's fine. We're tapping this to create the Sky Dancer to mill him some cards. That's fine. So that one doesn't die, but this, now that we have a rogue. Oh, he already had a rogue. Alright. One, two, three, 4, 5. We just didn't have enough mana to play these Sky's Claves properly. And now he's a Blight Blade. And he's just drawing too many cards. Acquisitions Expert. We need the Poisonous guy. Yeah, we're out. We lost. I'm just trying to figure out. Yeah. The only way we managed to not die this turn is play these two. And that's like not even effective. And then we just have to chump block, and then we're at 1 health. That's just everything went south. When he realized not to kill, it was game for us. He's a kicker deck. He had a lot of he was the late game deck. I did not identify it fast enough. Yeah. And then, yeah, he has these Royal Mages, which just keep bringing back the Vastwood Surges. Ugh. Can I kick this even? I'm 1 mana off from kicking it. Nope. Wait. Oh, it's going to let me kick, and then it's gonna say, oh, where's your mana? Yeah, because 1, 2... Because I need... Yeah. Oh, well. Nothing I could really do. We're at 1 health. He's going to attack in. Let's not waste our time with that. I think that was just him having a good deck, and us not identifying him well. Also, we kind of got mana ruined. Just a little. Let's see. How could we have fixed that? Is there anything here we could have grabbed to fix? No, I think he just... Yeah, maybe the Zoth conscription isn't good enough. Maybe the Malakir Rebirth isn't good enough. But, like, they're both tap lands, worst case. The rest we just didn't really draw. Nothing really felt bad to play. Even then, the amount of Sky Dancer felt good. It was just I didn't get enough lands to play them. Maybe the 3-mana 2/3s. Not feeling good to play those. That might be the flaw. Alright. Korok was right. Wonder who Korok is. I hope you could still see, because it says there's a network error on my side. Well, we have only green, but we have a really good hand if we make it. I think I have to. Alright. Throwback. I think we throw back the Vastward Surge. Still have 3 mana. This is even a better hand. This is like the worst hand, now that I think about it. That's not... There's so many things wrong with that, then. Just a sec. I'm gonna make sure that my stream is still working properly on Twitch itself. Alright. Will we get a Blood Priest? Yeah, it seems to be working out by stream. Okay, that's good. Alright. Gave me a hint that that might not be the case. We just need this as a 2-mana 2/1, honestly. We don't want to be played from behind. This gives us a chance to play properly. Might just have to Vastwood Surge. Yeah, it looks like we're playing this just as a 3-drop. And... Alright, what do we want to discard? Yeah. I'm probably going to trade 1 for 1 here. Alright. So I'm actually going to try to see more cards in his hand before I trade in my Cleric for his acquisitions. And yes, I'm okay with this trade, I think. Alright. But yeah, we had to mulligan. That already leads this to a bad situation. It's about to get worse. We need to draw 1 more land. Alright. I mean, I'll take out his threats before I take out his lands, because I'm not sure how mana flooded he might be. If he's willing to offer a land, it means his mana is doing alright. And the fact that he didn't trade like that actually is really good for me. I want... His best move is to trade, and I just take it because might as well. Me letting me get in with 2 damage consistently is actually going to be really good for me. Alright. Plays nothing. We played a swamp that he was playing this turn, anyways. Again, I want to pilfer his hand first. Acquisitions Expert feels good. Definitely feels good. That being said, not getting the land here definitely does not feel good. Yeah, it definitely... Getting Acquisitions Experted does not feel good. Definitely agree with you there. But yeah, it looks like we're the tempo deck. We need to just rip out all of his tempo. And for him to decide what he wants to lose. And we do need a land. We're going to Vastward Surge immediately. Definitely take out the Subtle Strike. Why he didn't play it earlier beats me. Unless he has a second one. In which case, go for it. Nope. Alright. Dealing my free 3 damage. Wonder why the Acquisitions Expert is so important to him. And it seems like mana seems... If mana was his issue, why is he not showing me 2 lands? So maybe it's not just mana. Maybe there's more to it. If it was kicked, return up to one other creature to its owner's hand. Alright, so here's the question. Do I force him to discard 2 cards, put him even further on the back foot? Or do I kill his 3/2? Force... I think we go for tempo. We just keep him on that back foot. And we just keep pushing. If we draw a land, we're back in the game. But yeah, being stuck on lands is not a good feeling. Yep, so he punts, which is perfectly fine, because that means a free 3 damage each time. Another thing I could have done was brought back the Acquisitions Expert. Alright, thank you for the card draw, sir. Thank you for the card draw. Alright. So now we can Nissa Zendikar and get back in this game, basically. Alright. Yeah, he should attack with that. He should every time he should attack with that creature. Alright. So yeah, we just play this to get ourselves some land so we don't have to deal with the land issue anymore. And then we just end our turn here. We have a Vastwood Fortification and a Nissa Zendikar, so we can build a big beefy body, swing in, and then have this combat trick staying in our back line. So next turn it looks like if nothing changes on board state, Nissa Zendikar, attack with that and the Blood Priest. Vastwood Fortifications turns the trade with the Acquisitions Expert into a success, or turns a death against the Farsight Adept into a trade. Well, that's a 2-for-1 if I go for the Farsight Adept. I think I just attack with Nissa Zendikar. He double blocks it if he's smart, and then I Vastwood Fortification to kill them both. So Cleric. Alright, so he's just a 1/1 flyer. He's going to say you attack with both. Do I want to... Nah. He's shown that he has combat tricks in his deck. I'll take 3 damage. Alright, so that's just a 4-mana 4/4. But this one is a 4-mana 4/4 with haste. So... we'll do that. Target a land. Save 1 to block his Acquisitions Expert, I think. Doing Vastward Surge just to kill his Acquisitions Expert. I'm not against the play. I think it's the wrong one, though. He's at 7 health, so I don't care about him going aggressive. Feed the swarm on that. Oh, because it's the land. That only costs 0. Well played. Well played. Well played, good sir. Oh my gosh. Flying and first strike. Okay, so he now has a big, beefy flyer that he's now racing me with. So, it's a race. It's a race, sir. If you do not attack... Yeah, he attacks with that, and now I race him. That's basically how this works now. Alright. Is he still punting? Alright. I value keeping this guy alive. And this is for each non-basic land. He controls no non-basic lands, so we just get a 4/4 out. Alright. And if it becomes a target, we get a bunch of 4/4s. Alright, so let's see. If we block as expected, I think we kill in 3 turns. If he has no changes to the strategy. But this is where Zoth Conscription comes in play. It's a surprise 4 damage. That being said, right here we have a bit of a threat, because if he keeps playing big beefy bodies to block, we're in a buttload of trouble. We have 1 creature in here. So even if we find Nissa... Ugh. By the way, we save the swamp for landfall triggers of other creatures we might play. For each creature in your party. Alright. So he's gained... Yep. Big enough, so we have to kill him this next turn. Gosh darn it. It looks like he just beat us again. The math panned out, he just beat us. Because we didn't use the buff earlier. That's very angering. Because we have to attack with everything, because he has a 5/5 flyer in the air. And he blocks, and we deal 2 damage. We kill him next turn, but he killed us this turn thanks to the Kabira Outrider. Which really angers me. Aw, man. We're going to play as if we have a threat. We're going to play as if to scare him. But if he just attacks... We lost. That sucks, man. I feel like this is just me playing against better players right now, compared to last time. I don't think my deck is worse. I don't think my deck is worse. I don't think that's the issue, at the very least. Am I playing worse? It looks like we're playing the aggressor. I think I've just, like, gained everything at bad positioning. Yeah, Florahedron's not going to be useful. Let's grab the Dauntless Savior. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going wrong. But it's not fun dying like this. Doesn't help when I play for Nissa, and then by the time I get Nissa, it's too late. You know, I just realized she's a lot of times she's just a res spell. Maybe Nissa wasn't as much of a bomb as I thought she was. At the very least, she's a bomb when you're ahead, and I'm not getting ahead often enough. Or if I'm getting ahead, I'm not keep staying ahead. Which is what that little shift there was for. Try to stay ahead. Alright. Land. Yep. Landed to Malakir into Gnarlid Colony. Looks good. We play the tap land first because we don't have a 1-drop, and we want to make sure we have enough for the 3 drops if need be. And this is our only force, so alright. Did he just... I think he mulliganed, so we're facing against 6 cards. Makes it a lot easier for us. Alright. I think the Gnarlid Colony is slightly better. But then again, we could save the Gnarlid Colony to kick later. But this becomes more life gain with Sky Dancer. So yeah, that's the deciding factor. Now that because we drew the Sky Dancer, that's the deciding factor of choosing this one before the Blood Priest. Right? Alright, that's fine. And we're just kind of racing him, so if he attacks, we let it through, and then we play the Sky Dancer at the end of his turn to try to push in for even more damage than he's pushing in. Alright. That's fine. And if I could draw a land, which we're supposed to, statistically, we could draw Acquisitions Expert and Malakir Blood Priest, which is pretty darn good. But we didn't draw it. This doesn't have reach, right? Which one do we want to play first? I think we play the Acquisitions Expert. Oh, we already have a rogue for the Malakir Blood Priest. So I think, yeah, we go with this. So we deal 2 damage. We get a flyer in the air, which this constant pressure of the flyer is valuable. We could then trade with the Dauntless Survivor if he offers it. But yeah. Yep. Sneaking Guide, I understand the value of that. It's basically what Nimata Sky Dancer is. Alright. I would actually rather draw a land. Oh, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card and put it in your hand. If you didn't put a creature in your hand, draw a card. Alright. So I'm actually going to double block here. Say you only get to kill 1, so you're still losing the fight effectively. Alright. Not getting the lands really hurts. So I think we just swing out first. Yep, we allow for that trade. And he has 3 cards at hand. Let's just start ripping them apart. If we're having a bad time, we're winning this race, so let's just make sure he can't do anything about it. And yeah, if we don't not drawing lands, that's an issue of its own. That's like we don't really have a solution there. Sizzling Barrage and Rabid Bite. Target Intimidator, pretty good card. Alright, so he's a warrior deck. He actually built a pretty solid warrior deck. Alright, well, let's play a big scary beater. Oof. Alright, so he's going to spend all of his sources, basically. Turn this to a coward. And cowards can't block warriors. Wow, he built a full-on warrior deck. That's actually really impressive. Okay. So how much damage is he threatening? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so he's threatening lethal. So that being said, we could threaten lethal back and play both of these just as chump blockers. Alright. Gotta hope he didn't draw a combat trick. Then he has to wait and basically chump block with card with this guy against the Myriad Construct and our Nimata Sky. Eye Dancer... Actually, the Mnemonic Sky Dancer just swings in for lethal in a few turns. Alright. It gives him more energy, but doesn't actually give him the kill. Yep, he becomes a coward. That's fine. That becomes big. That's fine. Attacks with those two. Alright, I can block that. Get 6 health. So here's the question. Blood Price brings me to 2 lands. We have lethal with... Alright. So let's say I attack with the Mnemonic Sky Dancer and the Myriad Construct. If he blocks with that, he still has... Let's see, 1. He still has lethal. So I have to Blood Price, I think. I have to Blood Price now, because I get a buff. Which is not how I want to do this, but it's where we are. And I can't play that because I didn't grab a swamp! And it tapped my lands that weren't swamps. If I leave everything up to block, does he still get lethal? No, I have to leave everything up to block. Oh my god, I'm so angry at the auto-tapper right now. That was also my fault, I'm not going to deny that, but I'm so angry right now. Deep breaths. I could come back from this. He's going to make that a coward, but I could still block the Electromancer, which means he can't attack with that. But yeah, oh my gosh, I'm so angry at that. I'm so angry at that. Yep. That's not a warrior, so I could still block even though you made this a coward. So that Ancient Electromancer. Yep. Auto-tapper doing auto-tapper themes. Alright, so he swings in with all. That blocks there, because that's the only one he could block. Oh, no. There we are. Because, yeah, he still has that buff. So, we want to make sure the Intimidator still dies, and we are still alive. Oh my gosh, Trample. He gives them Trample. So we just went 3-0. That, I am angry. I am angry. That should not have been a 3-0 deck. That should not have been a 3-0 deck. There were definitely mistakes on my part. I'm not going to deny that.